Here we go. 10 minutes. We're going to try to do it in 10 minutes. Let's see if this works. Here it is. We're going to make the fringe cut first. Fringe cut, boom, grab a little fringe cut, and now the fringe cut. This is where the green's going to sit. Hit the B to smooth it. Now it's smooth. Look at that. Smooth. Now we're going to bring, on top of this, we're going to bring the green itself. So I'll just leave the same thing. That's fine for the size. I'll clear it first so I make a new group. Got to clear it every time. And there's a little green here. Boom. Oh, simple green. That's nice. Now I'll take that green, and we're going to take this green. We're going to say, just give me a little, we're going to make the little fringe around the green. So green fringe by contracting the ring. Hit B again, and now we have a new group. Ba, ba, ba. Now we go here. Now we're going to come to the size. We'll bring the size down so we can make something interesting here. We're going to clear the selection again. We're going to make a little bunker that comes around the whole corner, just because I want to. And now there's a bunker there, the happy bunker. Then we'll make another bunker here in front in case you go off to the side by accident. And we'll take that and we'll both of those. Now, those of those are happy. They are, now I have two bunkers. The bunkers you see are actually different. I'm going to bring the size down. They're different. I'm going to G this. I'm going to tie them together with just a, to grab the faces. So I'm going to hit to modify and then just create the face groups. Control G. So that gives me those groups. Bang, look at that, two groups. Now, one thing else I'm going to put in here, I'm just going to put a fairway thing in here. It's not really a fairway, it's just a little landing bulbous area here. Boom, there's a little bulbous area to land on. So we have all the areas represented if we want them. Now I'll clear that selection for that one. That gives me all those. And then that is basically a hole. Now I'm going to put on here I'm going to put a pond in here. So I'm going to do something. So I'm going to make this low poly already to begin with. I'm going to lower this poly count before I do it because I like it more jagged. So I'm going to actually edit and I'm going to reduce the mesh. I'm going to reduce it by 75%. So now that that whole mesh is reduced, you can see that it already preserves the rest of the mesh. So we don't care. That's fine. So now I'm going to grab the select tool again with nothing. And I'm going to put a circle. My circle is going to be more jagged this time. But this circle is going to be for this guy. So there's my pond. So I have a pond in front of this little landing area that's in front of here. So now that gives me all of my areas. Now what I want to do is I'm going to sculpt this a little bit. Sculpting is a little tricky on this one because you don't know how much you're getting. So I always say put the strength down to about 20 so you won't kill the realism or make it too high because it's going to look super high if you're not careful. And the size, I'll go big. I'm going to go like 60 or something like that for the size of this thing. And now I'm going to raise this up. I'm going to raise this whole area up. You'll see going over here. Boom, 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 boom. Everything's going up. And I'll raise up half the side over here to make it look interesting. And even the pond gets a little rise over here. And then maybe it goes up on his side. Very nice. So now that's my area. As you can see, I have a little raise going on. And I'm going to raise it up even more. So this is, okay. Now, I don't want this thing to be crazy like this. It's going to be crazy to putt on. It'll be like a putting on a hill. So I don't want to have that. So what I'm going to do is hold the shift button down. I'm going to bring it down a tiny bit so I'm within the confines of this. And I'm just going to go on this. And by holding the shift down, I'm actually adjusting all of the meshes. And you can probably maybe see it from the side. But I'm flattening this mesh. I'm going to make it kind of flat. I can actually so flatter is better, believe me. Okay? And I can put a little bulb beside. Boom, I put it up a little bit. So now there's a little bulbous thing in front of it. That's it. That's all we need for these greens is just a little touch of angle on it. Now that's the angle for the greens. It just goes up a tiny bit. And now we're going to sink these suckers down into the ground. So here's my whole thing. Before you do anything else, we need that mesh that you run on top of now. Okay, what I want to do is for my regular mesh, I'm going to bring down my size. I'm going to bring these two guys down first. So I'm going to bring them D down by 0.04. Actually, I'll do negative 0.5, sorry, on that one. What I'm going to do though on this, and I'm going to set this to offset to flat just because I kind of like how it looks. You'll see in a second. And now I'm going to accept this. Now this is the secret to doing these. Bang, accept it. I want to take the things that are chosen, which are the orange things already, which I did, and I'm gonna actually modify this to make the face groups. Because watch, I'm gonna turn it into two face groups. Create the face groups. Boom. So now this is a face group here. And then you can see that if I get off that one, that the side is a face group here. You know what I didn't do? I didn't take it down to an angle to make the mesh better, but it looked pretty good though. But actually, let me take it down real fast. So, okay. So what I did is screwed up. I didn't do my hardness and density. Hardness, density, 0.04 or 0.4, sorry, negative 0.5. It's 0.4 or 0.5. I'm going to put that to the flat offset, not -5, -0.5. Okay, and then you'll see that that's a better poly. We don't need the extra polys in there, no reason. Accept it, modify it, and then create the face groups. That's the important part. So we have like a muddy side if we want, so we get some different colors in there. So that's cool. And then we're going to go to the pond, do the same thing. The pond, we're going to grab the G. We'll take that down also. We'll harden it, so we get the hardened shape. We're going to have, I'll go -2 on it because it's a pond, man. Okay. 6 feet deep. Look at that. That's 6 feet deep. It's lovely. Same thing. I'm going to take the offset groups because I might want to change it to a different color. And I'm going to make that into a group. I'm going to say create face group. So now this group should be different than the purple group. See? So now I can make the muddy side and a beige bottom if I want to, or I can wholly I could actually curve this differently and put a little mound in there or something like that. Basically, that's what we're looking at for that. Okay. So I like it. Now, so you'll see that there's, if you look at that, we have some curvature going on to our mesh, which we can actually add to. But now this is exactly what we want because this is that hole. This is the curve. This is the flat mesh. We're gonna go. So to get the flat mesh, if you want to, you can save it here. And I'll save it here. I'll just save it as a you know what? I'll just export it just because I'm a knucklehead. Test. I'll do the test hole, but I'll do 1.1 just so I know what it is. So if I mess up, I'll come back. You don't have to do that. I'm going to Control A it, grab it. I'm going to take every bit of face groups off. 5 face groups, good. Do not want face groups, but I want the mesh, right? That's it. I'm going to take this. I'm going to export the face groups, that whole thing, get it out of there. I'm going to call this the Mo one. I called it whole test Mo, mesh only. Yes, I'll replace it. And then I'm going to go back to the Z, Control Z. Now I have all my stuff ready for final extrusion. Okay, so let's do final extrusion on this puppy. And here we go. I'm going to grab it. I'm going to grab this whole thing. I'm going to D this. I'm going to bring this up. What is it? 0.05. I know it doesn't sound like much, but it is. And then remember to harden it because it'll look like shit when we actually come around. We'll preserve the groups. We'll keep it. You'll see that now we have a little bit of greenage on top of this stuff. So now we're good. You can see there's a little edge to it. Ta-da, edge. We'll do the same thing everywhere else, but remember to clear everything. We'll pop it. We'll go G. This is the fringe cut. The fringe cut is a 0.03. Okay, so we're gonna D. I wish I could do this easier, but this is how you do it, right? Harden. For some reason, it won't save that setting. Now maybe it will on subsequent things here. But offset, bang, preserve it. Okay. So now we have that fringe cut. The fringe itself is a weird number, or the fairway itself is a fair number. The fairway is a 0.015, so we'll take that one. 0.015. It's a little deeper than the green. Accept that. We'll harden it. Good. We'll clear that selection again, and we'll come back over here. We'll select this. The green is, of course, I'm hitting D to grab all this stuff. I'm hitting G to grab, and then D. 0.01. Grab it, accept it. Okay. Clear that selection. And then then when this thing will hit this, we're going to go, I'm going to grab this and I'm going to say D, harden it, 0.02 that's the green fringe. And then we work on the actual walls here. So we're going to take off this, go here. I'm going to grab both of these at the same time because I can. And I'm going to bring them up a tiny bit. So I'm just going to say that face. I could actually just take that face, bring it over, and then just bring it up also. But I'm gonna actually just the face itself for the sand I can bring up because it's on a mesh already. But I will do it a favor and just bring it up a little bit. So 0.02 up. Okay. Constant density, bang. Okay. So I didn't really do anything too crazy. That is our final look at that. And then I can do some more stuff with this. If you give it to me in this format, I can add like a base to it and stuff like that to make it look like it's going to be like the mini map and stuff like that. And I can lower the polys even more. But that is basically the course, and you're going to take that, you'll export that file, export, and you'll export that to a mesh only format. So that's going to be object, and we're going to do that one. We'll do it, instead of calling it the mo, we'll call it the mesh. Or X. Well, you know what I do? I usually do X, EX, because that's the extruded one. So whatever we're going to call it, we'll call it X, and then we'll bring it over there. Okay, that's basically all you do to make your hole pretty. Now I'm going to show you this into, I'm going to make one little quick video, and I'll just show you this importing it into the actual game as an object, and it's very simple. So see ya.